In preparation for your challenge to the subject zoning amendment, did you prepare an exhibit that's marked as Exhibit 7?
Yes, I modified a map that had been sent to the Planning Commission that I felt mischaracterized our neighborhood by including commercial areas, both the central business and the commercial limited district with an RT residential district.
Okay, and is what is before you right now, Exhibit 7, is that a true and correct copy of what you prepared?
Yes, that is a true and correct copy of the map that I created.
And describe for the panel, or for the zoning hearing board, what is depicted in this? Just walk them through and tell them what the significance of this document is.
Can I ask you, is this admitted already?
No, you're not admitting it through the special.
Okay.
It's already in the notebooks.
It's in the notebook, but not in it.
In the
Okay.
notebooks.
So that clarifies. Thanks.
Go ahead.
Okay, well, originally, the original map that was sent by someone in the city office to be presented to the Planning Commission showed the entire area as, it made it appear as if the entire area was one zoning district instead of 3 different zoning districts. And so what I attempted to do was color code the map to show the pink and beige areas that have the 3 red arrows leading from the pink box in the lower left-hand corner as non-residential districts. And therefore the count of those buildings was irrelevant to consideration of an amendment that would change, that would have an effect on the residential quality of the RT residential neighborhood. And then I colored the RT buildings shades of green for residential, yellow for mixed use, and red for grandfathered commercial uses that preceded the current zoning code of December 2012.
And does Exhibit 7 also depict the reconversion in this particular neighborhood to primarily residential use?
Let's see. It's been a while since I created this. What was the date? November 6, 2018. So it's been almost 53 weeks. Let's see. All right. Oh, in the upper right-hand corner, I have a tally. Sorry. In the green box, in the upper right-hand corner, total of all properties colored on the 11 to 18 map attached to petition memo equals 71. Properties colored in Central Business District 16. All colored RT residential district lots is 55. Non-conforming lots of 55 highlighted in the RT residential zone. And a total of 7. Percentage of the RT residential neighborhood highlighted in the map containing only conforming uses was 87.3%. So I was trying to show that it was primarily a residential neighborhood because the uses were conforming about the institutional, which is the blue, and that's permitted in the RT district, and the green. And there were efforts to say, well, if you walk 3 doors this way, it's not a residence. If you walk 6 doors that way, it's the phone company. And it was a mishmash that was given to say, oh, well, the neighborhood's not residential anymore. I think 87.3% is pretty much residential. It's not a mishmash of half and half, and it doesn't matter, and no one lives there anymore, so why are people complaining? And that was the reason I spent a lot of time making this map.
And you've lived in the neighborhood for quite some time, correct?
Since, I think, July or August of 1975.
And what have you observed as far as seeing the reconversion of properties of multifamily to all single family and from non-conforming to conforming? What's been your observation?
Over time, as is stated in the city zoning code and also in the comprehensive plan, the idea is to encourage converting non-conforming properties to conforming, and when possible, converting multi-family units to single-family units so they could remain single-family residential units.
And what is your concern with this zoning amendment with respect to what you've observed?
Well, I have I have 4 objections to the amendment. I mean, if I can go through them real quick. But my general concern was It could preclude converting several units to one residential unit temporarily before eliminating the residential unit to put in a financial services office or some other office in a building that was never commercial in the past. So that was my one concern, was the loss of residential units, period, whether they be multi or single family. They would be obliterated by the more profitable commercial use that could be put into these corner homes.
And what's your second point? That's one point.
Oh,
So you get 4 points, what's your second point?
Okay. Well, it introduces a previously prohibited commercial activity in the RG and RT residential neighborhoods, financial services. And that's in the text of the text amendment. It removes all architectural requirements that the building have any features of a corner store. Part of the reason the amendment was put in from the city council debates and the public information sessions that Darlene Heller held in 2010 and 2011 in preparation for the rewrite of the city zoning ordinance, was, well, how can we reuse these buildings as residential when they have 2 large bay windows and a corner door? It obviously wasn't a store at one time. Wouldn't it be nice if we could have a corner store in the neighborhood and make it walkable, so the residents could walk there and buy a loaf of bread or have a cup of coffee or get a deli sandwich? And by just removing all the architectural requirements, now any house that is at the corner of 2 streets could be converted to a commercial office, which might not necessarily serve anyone in the neighborhood. So removing the architectural requirements just obliterates the reason the amendment was created. And it was city council that wanted to change the amendment. We went to them and said, hey, this is a problem, do you want to pass a zoning ordinance? And it was city council members who said, we will pass the ordinance
I
and
think
we
we're
will...
getting into
Okay,
all
all
kinds
right.
of hearsay and other.
Okay, all right.
What's the third point?
Okay.
2.
It removes any requirement that the building have had a previous commercial use. And that's in the text of the amendment. But a corner store, in the original form of the corner store amendment, it had to have had a previous commercial use to be reconverted back to commercial use today. And that's been eliminated completely. So it's opened up a lot more corner homes.
Okay, and what's the 4th point in your list?
Oh, all right. As was shown in the particular special exception that was given for this corner lot, the number of employees allowed, I think, is 14, which I think is in the text of the special exception. Bears no relationship to the number of employees that a resident could hire if they had a permitted home-based business. If a resident has a permitted home-based business, they can only hire 1 additional employee other than themselves, the resident. But here, there's going to be 14 employees, which is 1,300% more than a resident would have if they had a permitted home-based business. And so that introduces a lot of people to the neighborhood that aren't residents, and it just changes the character of the neighborhood. But it seems to be arbitrary that as a home-based business is permitted, I can only have 1 employee, but if I live next to a corner lot and has 14 employees, I mean, I could go to a judge and say, gee, can I have 14 employees? Or 13 employees plus myself making 14? And that just seems to be arbitrary. I didn't see what the purpose of that was.